I wanted to do a quick video about Trump arriving in Austin. He released his itinerary to the T. I feel like he should, and that may just be to, like, keep people off track of what exactly he's doing, but I think a lot of people fear for Trump's safety. I'm not a Trump supporter. I didn't vote for him. I knew he was going to win. I told everybody I was going to win. Everybody thought I was fucking crazy. But I can see trends like, people can see the blue sky. So I knew he was going to win. I didn't vote for him. The only person I ever voted for was Ron Paul in the Texas primaries. But anyway, I think that he should be a little bit more careful about posting his itineraries and maybe make more of a fake one for the public and kind of have like a real one, like maybe have like a fake motorcade going one way on the one that they post to public, and then go different routes, like, because Trump is a danger, in danger. Even whether you think he's a good president or not, I think he's just like another puppet. However, they are trying to create a civil war in this country, and they have been for a long time, since the last civil war, and we're just so passive aggressive. However, these Trump supporters, me not being one, although I do like some of the things he does, like speak his mind, because I do all the time, which I'm doing now, unfiltered, uncensored. You get what I think, and I don't even think anything in my brain. It just comes out of my mouth. So I actually don't even know what I'm going to say until after I say it, which is a really kind of crappy way of being, but that's just me. Trump might be the same way. I'm not dumb, but I'm not smart either. So that's just me. I know I am, below genius level, above average, but not much. So, I have a similar way of going about speaking my mind. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to say until you're saying it, which is not a very good way of doing things, but I can respect that he does that, because that's a trait I have. But I really don't think that it's safe for him to be putting his itinerary out there. I worry for his safety and for his staff's safety, especially during the times of impeachment. There are a lot of loony bins out there that just believe everything they hear, and I really think that they need to do two itineraries. One they release to the public that is a fake motorcade, and maybe a motorcade that is not fully released, or is not released and is actually the real motorcade, or maybe have three of them even, and just keep them guessing on which one it is, because I feel that he's at danger, and that's why Ron Paul came out in many interviews later on, after him running, that his life was threatened, his family was threatened. That's why he just kind of gave up towards the end. He could have won. He could have went to the convention and contested it. We could have got Ron Paul as our president, but the fact is he was threatened. Now Trump has a little bit more power. He has his own security guards, has his own buildings, his own fortresses. He may have a little bit more inner sanctity than Ron Paul would have been, because he couldn't afford to do what Trump does. He doesn't have as many loyal supporters as far as inside his network. I think Trump has die-hard supporters that are willing to give their life for him. So he may be a little bit more insulated. I just don't want a civil war in this country, and that would be a perfect reason for there to be one if they were to kill Trump, or even try to. That would be big enough reason. They would blame it on the Democrats and Antifa, or whoever they wanted to at the time that would make the most benefit for the powers that be to create this civil war. We're about to go into the grand solar minimum. It's already started. Crop failures are failing all over the world. Food prices are going to be insanely high next year, and it's only going to get worse. Mark my words. I've already predicted the corn going the way it has, and wheats and grains, and everything I said three months ago to some coworkers has come true. I wish they would have invested when I told them to invest. They probably didn't, because no one listens to me. I predicted when silver was 15 that it would go to 50. It did it in less than 3 years. I've had other predictions that I predicted since high school, and have all come true, with the exception of one of my predictions of North Korea invading invading California, which they made a movie about that about 6, 10, 12 years after I had that theory. But all the other, I can list tons of stuff, business ideas, ventures, all kinds of stuff, predictions that I have predicted that have come true. So let's just keep Trump safe, whether we like him or not, because we don't want a civil war. We want this country in peace. We want unity. We don't want a two-party system. We want a 10-party system. So we can have the choice of the person that we really want that will be doing the best for this country. We need to limit the amount that can be spent on lobbyists, if at all. It shouldn't be about how much money you have. The government should provide an equal amount of money to each candidate and give them the equal opportunity once the people want them in there. And this voter fraud stuff's got to stop. You know, Hillary basically did enough voter fraud. She thought sure she would win. And who knows? Maybe Trump did some too. But the Hillary stuff was just really blatantly obvious because she just didn't think anyone would ever care enough to contest her authority. But that's just part of the game. That's part of the two-party system. That's why when you've listened to Trump talk about Bush and Hillary and Clinton and Bush, they're all friends. They've all hung out together. They probably still do. So it's just a show. It's a show just to get you to keep believing the Ponzi scheme. For every dollar created, there's more debt attached to it. So we will therefore never be able to pay back the money from the private offshore Federal Reserve, which is a privately owned corporation. Basically, we just service the debt. That's why we have to have the fractional reserve banking, because we have to make up enough new wealth to pay off the interest, which we don't ever have enough money in circulation to actually pay off the interest. So we'll always be forever in debt. It's called a Ponzi scheme. It happened in a lot of other countries. The people that are here that don't believe it's going to happen are just stupid as fuck, and they're ignorant, which is probably about 70%, 75% of the population, and there's not very many that are even the ones that aren't completely ignorant are just not aware of the full scope of everything, and myself included. Even though I've spent the last 10 years of my life and probably a whole second job worth of hours in the last 10 years devoted to doing the research about this stuff. So final thoughts, I think Trump should be a little bit more careful about his itineraries, and maybe, if the itineraries he's putting out, maybe they should just be fake ones. To kind of throw everyone off, because there's crazies out there and they're looking to do crazy things, and if there's people willing to shoot up kids, there's people willing to shoot up presidents. So let's just keep our president safe, no matter if it's a Democrat or a Republican or whoever it is, because the last thing we need in this country is a civil war over stupid presidents that really don't do anything good for us. They just suck money out of our lives and make more regulations, and it's just a big show. It's like a reality show like Trump was on, and that's why he's good at it. It's fucking TV. But anyway, peace out to everyone. Peace and love. Libertarian Party all the way. If there is a party that can save us, it's going to be something like that. I believe in the First and Second Amendment. Without those, we don't have this country. Remember that too. So we just got to make sure and not let it be too easy for these crazies to do the crazy things that they want to do. And I think we need to make sure and keep our elected officials safe until we can get the corrupt ones out of office. And we, as the people, need to do that by voting. And not only that, is by accounting the voting, being more accountable. Voting needs to be more accountable. It needs to be all counted by hand. There needs to be two-party double commissions on each county, verifying each election, one done by hand, one done with the computers, if that's the way they want to do it, however they want to do double count. But I think every county needs a double count. There needs to be a lot more regulation on that stuff and a lot less privatization in that stuff, and also other countries involved, which a lot of other countries are involved in our elections as far as where the data goes. It can be manipulated anywhere in those countries. So let's keep the president, and whether it's a Democrat or Republican, safe. And my thoughts are, let's just not put the itineraries out so detailed and stuff like that. It just seems like that's just asking for trouble. So anyway, my thoughts. Peace out, everyone. Been a long time since I've done a video. Expect more. I'm thinking about doing a podcast with a neighbor. I'm here in Corpus, so hope to see y'all soon. Bye.